Somebody commented and told me that I'm the most type B knitter they've ever seen. And if you think that, just wait till you see my sewing process. But hey, I love how this patchwork hoodie turned out, so I'm not even mad about it. I started off by measuring the sleeves just to get a rough estimate of how big of a quilted panel I wanted to make. Then I did a little bit of math to understand how many squares and rectangles I needed to cut out in order to form that panel. You can make these all squares if you want them to be more uniform, but as you can see in my final clips, I did a mix of different forms of rectangles. Then you just sew them all together so that you have panels. Once you have the panels, you sew those all together so that you have a big square. Now that you have your two complete patchwork panels, you're going to use these to cover each sleeve and sew it down. All right, so here's where more of the guesstimating comes into play. I just basically wrapped my panel around my sleeve and used a pen to kind of sketch around, of course, leaving room for seam allowance. I cut along all of my pen marks, and now guys, this is where I made the mistake. Don't be a fool like me. Make sure to flip the panel when you put it down. Otherwise, like you can see here, my rectangles are more diagonal on one sleeve than the other, and it's like reverse on the back, which bothers me a little bit. It's not that bad, but like I should have known better. Then I just pinned the patchwork fabric down onto the sleeves, making a faux hem. This is all going to be sewed down by hand, so make sure your pinning is very precise and exactly where you want it to be. Honestly, the pinning is like the most tedious part, and I kept poking myself, which was really annoying, but it must be done. Then you're just going to be hand sewing for the next couple of days. You literally just sew along the bottom of the sleeve, the cuff of the sleeve, and then the top part that connects to the shoulder, exactly where you pinned everything down. Now I used a back stitch to sew these panels down onto the sleeves, which isn't the most necessary. You could honestly pass with a running stitch because you're not constructing the sleeve yourself. You just want this panel to stay in place. I don't know why I chose to do a back stitch, but I did. And then once you finish hand stitching around all of the patchwork pieces, you are all finished. I still can't get over how it turned out.